Professor Banner TV. It's a lot to unpack here, man. So imagine you're just booking a battle as a battle rapper does, writing and preparing for your battle. Gonna show up on the day and kill it. And you find out your son's in jail or got arrested for an attempted murder. I'm pretty sure the majority of battle rappers would probably cancel their battles. Do you know what I mean? Like, what excuse haven't you heard? Again, people who battle and people who book battles, we've heard all the excuses under the sun. Literally. Yeah. My cat died. We even had Sean O'Mac said that someone left the dying cat on his doorstep and he couldn't leave it, so he didn't come to the battle. People have broke up with their girlfriends, drug and alcohol abuse, obviously deaths in the family, friend deaths, all sorts of shit. But like, that's real. Like, your son is in prison. Do you know what I mean? I think battle rappers are going to need to come with better excuses after this, for real. So what's deep is that, again, you know, I'm 37 years old. When I started battle rap, I was in my early 20s. Yeah. I think I was like 24, 23, 24, something like that. And I already had 2 kids. And it was just normal way of life to me. So caring for children, looking after a family, and then battle rapping as a hobby was just what I did. Obviously, there's quite a lot of battle rappers that are younger than me, and people that are older too that just didn't have families or whatever for whatever reason. So, you know, but anyway, these times now, a lot of battle rappers, they say, I've got a kid, I'm quitting. Or I've got a kid, I'm slowing down. I've got other priorities now. I'm too busy to battle. I ain't got time, etc. Remember, in the UK, they don't make as much money as in America as well. And even in America, like Cortez is saying, like he's got a good job, good paying job and stuff. So if he decided to do overtime in his job, if battles weren't paying enough or whatever, he could just do that instead. But you know, Cortez is quite a big name as well. So pretty sure not every Tom, Dick, and Harry battle rapper is not getting paid what Cortez is paying, in it, or getting paid. Sorry, but that's neither here nor there. This is kind of deep in the sense of, like, I think a lot of people take for granted their situation, you know, and for anyone who knows anything about me or where I'm from or where I am, like, I got teenage kids myself, you know, and I went to prison as a teenager myself, literally. So you know, this shit kind of resonates with me, innit? And obviously it's real life, but I understand that there's a lot of people that might watch this, or if, you know, whoever might watch this, however many people. There's people that might watch this, and there's people that might follow battle rap and watch these sorts of channels and not really understand that this sort of shit happens on a day to day. You know, and Cortez also mentioned about being a single father. So he's been raising his son for all of these years, doing all these battles and stuff. So when you see someone at a battle doing their thing, like, a lot of the time you don't really know what they're going home still with unless you know them, innit? Do you know what I mean? These things ain't publicized and stuff a lot of the time at the time. Like Cortez said, he's been working for the last few years on the railways and that, so he's become comfortable enough to say, do you know what? A solid job's still gonna end up, like, even if I dibble dabble on the roads, a solid job's still gonna end up being consistent, pay for me and to look after certain things I gotta look after, and that's real. That's the reality of most grown men. But it's just crazy that I think that it's crazy that you can watch these guys entertain and perform, and you never really know what's going on in their personal lives. You know, even if you're like a pen game viewer or something, like, you know, you watch all of these battle rappers and performers and stuff, and you just never really know what's going on in their personal lives and what they're going through, and they still show up and just perform. And sometimes there's a deeper motivation to it. Like, a lot of people want to battle so they can make money to buy clothes, that, you know, designer clothes. They want to battle to buy drugs. You know, if they get paid, they want to. That's their motivation, in it, to be with the fly bitches or whatever. But some people are really out here battling to try and hustle the bread to feed their families or pay bail for their families and stuff like that. And also, like, you know, Cortez's son's probably late teens, early 20s, and, you know, I think it's the current situation that we're living in right now. If you look at the London thing as well, it's like it's gangland galore in it. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of these kids are rapping and living what they rap, you know, and they're rapping about their ends, their experiences, their feelings, their emotions, and their beefs. And a lot of it materializes on the streets, and a lot of the music comes from what's happening on the streets. And again, I think a lot of the casual viewers and listeners just take this shit for granted. A lot of people are going to say, like, oh, Cortez is a rapper, you know, he kind of portrayed himself as gangster. But I think battle rap, again, it is different, man. I think battle rap is theatrical. Do you know what I mean? I think I don't think anyone really believes that any of these battle rappers are gangsters. I think they probably know a few and been involved in a few things and stuff like that. And, you know, a lot of people are from places that we can't control, we don't glamorize, don't glorify, but it just is what it is. But at the same time, I don't think they wouldn't be actual, active, current gangsters and performing theatrical poetry in a pit full of men. That's just my take on it, I think. And I think that there's people that would agree with me and people that would disagree with me. But I do think that, you know, the younger generation and what it's turning into now is, it needs the guidance and the reality and the respect, the honesty, the vulnerability that Cortez has shown in the Uppercut podcast and also in his own vlog on his own channel. You know, I think him being so open and honest about his situation should just spread insight and just let people know that, like, you know what, like, this is the reality of life, innit? I think there's a lot of people that are just in their own little bubbles, wrapped in cotton wool, do have the privilege of better environments, better upbringings, better opportunities for their children. And ignorance is bliss, innit? You know, and sometimes you don't really understand how deep it really is 2 hours away from you, or an hour and a half away from you, or 3 hours away from you, in certain environments where it's generational unemployment, generational drug abuse, generational gang violence, etc. When you're born into certain areas and certain ethics and certain ways of life, innit? So, you know, like Cortez said, his son had never been arrested before. He was always doing sports and this, that, and the other. But when you're raised in certain environments and what's popping off at the time and stuff, you know, my mum never taught me to do what I did. Do you know what I mean? My mum would have been as surprised as most mums to discover that I was doing what I was doing when I was doing it. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, it just goes to show you that this is the reality of people that are here performing and putting on their work. And I know that this all stemmed from him kind of being bitter towards the URL or something like that. But like he's explained, he didn't ask them for money. He wasn't bitter towards them. He just wanted them to kind of support him with an opportunity to make money at a time where he knew they could and thought that they should have. And another sad thing is that it's a sad thing to see that he, in his vlog, he constantly had to keep saying that, you know, he's got a well-paid job. He's not broke. He didn't ask no one. Math offered him money. He didn't ask no one. And it's sad to see a man, you know, constantly validate or feel like they have to, within a short space of time, speak so much about their financial situation and how broke or unbroke they are. And again, these are the sad standards that we set for younger men, innit? Like, because we feel pressured as society to sit here and say, I ain't broke and I can pay for this and I can handle that and I've done this and I've done that and I've paid for this and I've paid for that and I've had this money and I can make six figures and yeah. Yeah, it's just like, it's sad. It is very, very sad that men feel the need to have to come onto these platforms and justify any financial situation at all to anyone. But again, it is what it is. And I think this is a sharp kind of warning or shot or message or whatever, particularly for like American battle rap. Obviously, the UK, again, we're like a bit different and we ain't really there yet. But with American battle rap, like it is at the point where it's on wilding out a lot. They've done 106 and Park so many times, you know, the Freestyle Fridays, etc. Like they've done the Total Slaughter thing Eminem produced. Like they've literally done the 8 Mile movie that was such a hit. Battle rap's kind of being commercialized as we speak in America. And you're gonna see certain people benefit from that, gain from that, certain people eat from that, and you're gonna see certain people get overlooked. And it's sad, but it's just the way everything is. It always is. There's gonna be people with money schemes. Soon as money gets offered into something, there's gonna be people with schemes that are gonna come and jump on the bandwagon and do the direction that they think's right, or you know, try and do what they think is their version of battle rap or authentic or original or whatever. Yeah. But at the same time, battle rap's growing in the USA at a big scale and developing a lot of interest, and economically it's got a lot of potential. Even with this whole Easy to Block and Remy Martin, which I'll talk about in another video, like it's just bringing more and more eyes and ears to the whole situation. The more of these celebrities get involved and these scandals happen, etc. So it's not a bad thing, but at the same time, people like Cortez, who's a certified legend in this thing from grind time, from before a lot of these guys even knew what battle rap was, and he did, you know, show up for URL repeatedly. I think the system needs to be better for these kind of guys, man. I know Nas and them have been doing that battle rap kind of not battle rap, hip hop kind of Hall of Fame thing where they've put in money aside for like the OGs, like Cool G Rap or someone I think already got some bread. Like, but I think battle rap needs to just become a little bit more for the battle rappers. I think for the longest it's been for the leagues. It's been about the leagues. And I think it needs to start becoming more about the battle rappers and more for the battle rappers. And then you don't need so many battle rappers doing their own leagues. At the minute, you got Calico doing his own league, Hitman Holler doing his own league, Easy the Block Captain doing his own league. Arsenal's done, had UW and relaunched it. Like, you know, these are already, without even going into the long list of battle rappers that have leagues, included, Briggsy included, Shotty Horror included, Lex included, with iBattle, the owners of No Coast all battle. Like every league has battlers owning or invested in it in some sort. And, you know, how many more leagues do we need to see because these battle rappers want to start feeling like they deserve to eat from it properly? Because that's what it boils down to, innit? They're thinking, if I can draw these millions of views with my name, if Smack puts out a video that's got 500,000 views and he puts out a video of mine and it gets 7 million views, then at least, you know, just at least being generous, say 3 million of them views are mine, then I could just eat that on my own channel. If 30% of them tickets are there to see me and I can book the other battlers who they're there to see, then why don't I just sell the tickets myself and do my own event? And this is what everyone's starting to do and how everyone's starting to feel. And that's great, but I don't think that's the right business initiative for them to all drive forward together. And I think people like Cortez would benefit more from more of a joint, unified business move. And I think that's why a lot of people have ended up pissed off with URL, from Hitman to K-Shine to Cortez. Because I think if the whole scene done a little bit more unified business move that considered and thought about the battle rappers a little bit more, then we wouldn't be having these conversations. But guess what? We are. And you're here watching it. If you lasted this long, well done. Because I was just giving you a little bit of a little piece of my mind. It's Professor Banner TV. Make sure you subscribe. Drop a comment about it, you know, if you agree, disagree, whatever. And yeah, man, free Cortez's son, innit, man? Come on, man. My man should big him up. He said his son does music as well. I know it's not really the time to be glorifying certain things, but you know what? Your son does music. He's probably got music on streaming platforms somewhere that he can access bread from. He's locked down. You're trying to generate bread from this. My opinion, bro, get your sons, boys, whatever, to drop you the files, release that shit, do a little compilation, free him album, and use that as a little funder as well, you get me? But big up Cortez's son. I'm not gonna lie, at this point my man should just change his rap name to Cortez's son and be done with it. It's Professor Banner TV. Subscribe, like, comment, and all of them things there, yeah? He's in the blood clot.